Gosh, I know my dad, when he was still alive, he would role play with me. He'd role play with me all the time, but I appreciate you guys sending me a couple texts and a few texts in here. Ben Briscoe. Oh, I love you, buddy. I love you, man. That's exactly where I'm going with this. Absolutely, my friend. Oh God, Ben gave the same answer that I'm going to say we use, and and you guys that have sent me these texts, you're not wrong. You guys have got good answers. One of them is my price reflects the quality of work. After the sale and the job's done, we check our work. And that there's not a thing wrong with that. That's a great answer to a client. Jesse says, I asked them why they think I'm too high. Great answer. And that's kind of on the lines of, the way I was taught, but when somebody tells us that, and I appreciate you guys sending your text in here, and got a couple more here too. We'll get to here in just a second on a different little topic, but we'll certainly get to you guys because, like I said, I learned from you guys too. But the way I was taught and the way I was mentored, when somebody says you're too high, the next question in my mind should be, compared to what? Compared to what? What are you comparing us to? Because I think too many times, the answer that you get compared to what, and you got to wait. When you say compared to what, do not follow that up with anything. The only thing you follow that up with is silence. Make the potential client, or if they're already a customer and they ask you that about another service that you're offering, doesn't matter. When somebody tells you you're too high and you say compared to what, and this could be the hardest thing in the world for you to do, is wait for the response. Because whatever their response is going to be how you cover that objection of price being too high. So you got to wait for them to tell you what you're too high for. What are you comparing me to? Now, they may say, well, I've just never had to pay that much. Well, that's an easy objection to overcome, right? Somebody says, well, I've never had to pay that much. Well, just one question, Mr. Smith. I understand we may be a little higher than what you've been paying, but where's the contractor that you had? And guess what you do after you ask that question? And it doesn't matter if you're mowing lawns or treating lawns or, building retaining walls or installing landscape lighting. It doesn't matter what it is. These answers and questions are relevant to each and every one of us in our industries. Right? So regardless of the diversification of your services, your answers are going to be similar. But when, hey, you're too high compared to what? Wait for that answer. And if they say, well, compared to, that's just one of many answers that they could give you. But hey, where's your other contractor? Why'd you call us? Well, because they didn't show up or they wouldn't respond to my service request, or, then they start filling in the blanks for you. So what they're doing for you is they're closing the sale for you based on you're making them tell themselves that, hell, that's why this guy does call. He answered his phone. He returned my call. He's talking to me about solving my problem. And he can't get none of these other things for that other price. So when next time somebody tells you you're too high, ask them compared to what? And several of you guys have given good answers as how you answer it. But my challenge to you guys today is to put the compared to what out there, And then the next thing that comes along with that a lot of times is, and again, this happened yesterday to us, and it probably happened yesterday to you all. when the customer says, hey, I want an estimate, and this is what I've been paying. How do you respond to that?